Yeah, it's bigger at 310 here again with his ROH 9th anniversary show. I'm pretty tired, and I was really up late last night, and I had to get up really early this morning, so excuse me if I'm out of it. I'll try to keep this one short, because I don't want to talk too much about it, because I don't have a lot to say about it, really. Cabana Richards, I thought was a really, really fun match. Surprised that it was the opener. Don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, but I don't know. Davey Richards really is above that by now, but still, it was a fine match. I thought it was a really good match, actually. I thought it was like the 4th best of the show, which tells you something. It was fun. I really enjoyed it. I gave it 3.5. Cabana was over in Chicago. This was one of Cabana's better matches. It was a different Davey Richards match. It was exactly how I thought it would be, really, and that's a good thing. 3.5. 4 Corner Survival. I like this a lot more than most people did. I give it 2 3/4. I thought it was fine. I know a lot of people don't like Mike Bennet. I'm not one of those people. I think the guy is fine. Maybe for Ring of Honor, he's not up there as far as quality, but he's still he's still a pretty good indie wrestler, I feel, and he has a good personality to him, and I like his promos, so I didn't have a problem with this really, and I thought O'Reilly had a great performance in this match. This match had slow parts, but there was definitely a lot of parts where they had a nice pacing and they were going really well. It was an enjoyable match. I gave it 2 3/4. Nothing much to it. Michael Elgin versus El Generico. Like I was telling Nightmare 10 yesterday, Michael Elgin is everything that Husky Harris should have been. He's skinnier, he's faster, he's more agile, he has better offense to him. That's what Husky Harris should have brought to the WWE. And Michael Elgin brings it to Ring of Honor. I mean, that guy has such a great arsenal of offense, and I really like his style. Really enjoyable match. I really enjoyed it. 3 3/4, 3 8/4. Make Elgin look really good. A lot of people might not like the finish, but I did. I thought Nakada made Elgin look really good, kind of like Elgin had the victory, but El Generico just rolled him up, and it didn't make Elgin look weak. It's not like Generico could have just Yakuza kicked him and then just pinned him. I thought for sure this made Elgin come off better, and you can still save face for him being some sort of a powerhouse for Ring of Honor, and because he's probably the biggest guy they have as far as obviously he's not probably as tall or as just overall big, I guess, as Claudio is, but he still is he's a powerhouse. Most of his offense consists of slams and power bombs and throwing people around. He's a powerhouse, and he's a great wrestler too. And great, really good match. I really enjoyed it. 3 1/4. Now we get a lot of people hated Homicide and Roderick Strong. I didn't hate it. I thought it was fine. I actually thought it was a good match. I will say this, for an ROH World Title match, it was pretty bad, I would say. For an ROH World Title match, it's probably one of the worst ones ever. But that doesn't mean that it was still a shitty match. I mean, just because it didn't live up. I mean, the match quality was what it was. It's not like I'm going to deduct points from the match just because it was an ROH World Title match. I can't do that. The quality was what it was. I'm going to give it what it was. I thought this match was actually a little better than I thought it would be. If this was a regular match, this match really would have sucked. I'm going to say that right now. But I didn't think this match was that bad. I know C-Dude posted on Twitter, that match sucked. And Nightmare 10 thought that match sucked. But I didn't think it was that bad at all. I gave it 3 1/4, actually. And I'm sticking with that rating. I don't care what anybody says. I thought it was fine for what it was. The interference I could have done without. Didn't add anything to the match for me. But I was fine, really. And to me, I'm so glad they made it before intermission. Definitely thought it was a smart move. So I was just fine with what it was. Next, we get Sara Del Rey MsChef. This was bullshit. This was total bullshit. Now, I don't want one of you guys to tell me, oh, well, you should have known better to women's wrestling. No, I had no expectations going in. Going into Final Battle, ask Honor Hammer, because I sat with him at Final Battle. I told him, I don't think this match would be given that much time. No mainstream promotion. I mean, no indie company besides maybe Shimmer and WSU are really going to give these girls time. And they didn't at Final Battle. And I didn't have any expectation going in. I knew, like I said in my video, I figured the match would be 7-8 minutes, like all the other ones have been. But it would still be fine for what it was. It wasn't even that. It was barely 4 minutes. I think, because Trademark timed the match, I think he said it was 3 minutes and 50 seconds. That's ridiculous. It was a borderline squash, too. Del Rey had the offense for most of the time. And then she just kind of pinned MsChef. And then MsChef did the eye spray to her face afterwards. And I'm like, why am I supposed to care? You just squashed MsChef in 3 minutes. You basically told me she's not that much of a big deal. Why am I supposed to care if you blow Mist in her face? It's not like her match with Daisy where they went 10 minutes and MsChef won the match. That's different. That came off very well. This match, MsChef gets squashed in 4 minutes, now I'm supposed to take her seriously? How? I hated this match. I gave it a star and a quarter. They didn't botch anything. The match was fine, but I had such a bad taste in my mouth that I just had to give it a star and a quarter. And I had no expectations going in. I figured it would be a 7-6 minute short match, and it was even worse than that. Because Ring of Honor really, come on, man. I never ever say, what the fuck, ROH. I always say it to WWE TNA. For Ring of Honor, I've almost never said it. For this one, I was like, what the fuck? That made no sense. No sense. And I was, for the first time ever, I actually felt I just didn't make any sense to me. 4 minutes? What the fuck is that shit? Whatever. All Night Express versus Kings of Wrestling. I really like this match. There's one spot I won't ruin. That Kenny King did a move off the top rope. And I think I lost my voice. Like, I just yelled at the top of my lungs. Holy shit! Because I just didn't see it coming. Like he didn't, I was just like, oh my god, I was so blown away when he did the spot. There was a lot of good double team moves in this match. The All Night Express had a really good showing. This is arguably the best match these guys have had as a team ever in Ring of Honor. And I thought it was really, really good. I gave it 3 1/4. Almost 4, but the finish was kind of clunky. I'm going to ruin it because most of you already know the Atlanta, what might actually be the main event. But Claudio gave Kenny King his little, like, you know, I don't know what it is. Like when he puts him on his shoulders and he spins around and he drops his arm and then he throws them down. He was doing that and King kind of like fell off. Claudio didn't throw him off. He kind of just like fell. And then he was really clunkily running around. Chris Hero got the elbow. And the camera like panned to Chris Hero. So you couldn't see what Kenny King and Claudio were doing. So the camera goes to Chris Hero who's putting on the loaded elbow while the referee's down. And all of a sudden you see Kenny carrying Claudio. Like, you just didn't see that happen. Kenny's just carrying Claudio. Then Chris Hero elbows Kenny in the face, and Claudio pins him. It was just a clunky finish. Like, Claudio, like, threw him off his shoulders. The camera angle wasn't very good. And then Chris just kind of, I don't know. To me, it kind of hurt the match. It prevented me from giving this 4 stars. But I still thought it was a really, really, really fun match. I love this match a lot. 3 3/4. Next we get, because I'm a genius, what I thought was the match of the night, and what pretty much from my consensus, what everyone thought was the match of the night. Eddie Edwards versus Christopher Daniels. I said in my review video this would be the best match on the show, and I was right. These guys had a tremendous, tremendous, tremendous match. I really loved this match. I actually thought it was better than their HDNet match. I thought the last 10 minutes of this match were really something to see. Christopher Daniels did some stuff that I've never seen from him before. Eddie Edwards, of course, gave 120%. It was just a wonderfully booked match. I love the ending. Love the ending. I definitely think it will build to a possible 3rd match. What I think will happen was, what happened in the end was Eddie and Daniels both hit the barricade, and Christopher Daniels started bleeding. And Eddie, they both had 1 fall apiece, and there was like a minute left on the time limit. Eddie Edwards got into the ring, and the referee was about to count out Chris Daniels, but the time went out. The time limit expired, so he couldn't count out Chris Daniels, and so the match ended in a draw. And then when fans wanted 5 more minutes, because they'd given them 5 more minutes last time on HDNet, the referees and the EMTs decided that Christopher Daniels could not compete due to injury. And so they had to end it a draw, and Christopher Daniels retained the title. That was just such a wonderfully booked finish and such a tremendous match, too. What I think will happen is, since Christopher Daniels is going back to TNA, I'm thinking possibly on the second Atlanta show, you might have the final match between these two where Eddie Edwards, I think, will take back the belt. I think that's how they're going to do it. That just, to me, is what seems right, because I know Daniels is going back to TNA. So yeah, this was a great match. 4 1/4, easy. Really, really loved it. One of the best matches of the year so far. Let's get the main event. I might get some heat for this. World's Greatest Tag Team versus the Briscoes. I thought this was really good, but I didn't think it was great. I had such a hard time getting into this match at first. I was like, like rolling in my chair. I really had a hard time getting into it. I don't know if it was because I was tired, because it was like this match started like at 11:40 or something. I don't know if it was because I was tired. I don't know if it was because I had seen so much and I was just kind of burnt out. But I was really exhausted and I just couldn't get into this match. I got into it a lot towards the end and it got really, really good. I didn't like the finish though. Okay, on my Twitter I said it was anticlimactic. Maybe those aren't the right words because they clearly were building to a finish, but that didn't seem the place to build it to. Like, they did this move. Charlie Haas was hoisting up Jay Briscoe, and Shelton Benjamin did the Overcastle. They've done it in WWE a bunch of times. But in Ring of Honor, like, you know, they've never used that as the finish. And really, like that, it just came off, and I was just like, okay, this will be a great kick out. I was just like, all right. I was just like this, 1, 2, 3. Whoa, what? What the hell? Like that was my exact reactions. It didn't feel like that was the proper time to go home. I felt they could have just gone another minute or something like that, and then got the real pop, because I just don't think that was the right time to do it. I didn't expect it as the finish, and so when it finished, I was just kind of like, that's it? That's it? I thought it was really, really good. Don't get me wrong, and I really enjoyed the match. I just didn't think it was great. But 3 3/4 stars, easy. Really enjoyable for me, and I'm still going to give the show an 8. I had a great Christopher Daniels Eddie Edwards match, 2 really good matches, and a lot of other good stuff. Yeah, some matches did leave a bad taste in my mouth, but quality's quality. I mean, like, Honor Hammer, and I respect Honor Hammer to death. He's one of the most respected men on YouTube. In his video, he was like, if it wasn't for the last 3 matches, his pay-per-view would have been shitty. And, like, for the first half of the show, he said the first half of the show was mediocre. Every single match got a 3-star rating except 2. Except 1, actually. And I was like, okay, I understand if matches leave a bad taste in your mouth, but quality is still quality. Like, I still got a lot of good matches tonight. So whether or not I liked how the Sara Del Rey MsChef stuff went, whether or not I particularly liked that Michael Elgin interfering in the Homicide match, whether or not I particularly liked that Davey Richards was in the opener, quality is still quality. I can't deny that. 3-star matches are 3-star matches, and I saw a lot of them on this show. And a lot of really good matches towards the end, and one great, awesome match. So yeah, easy 8.0. This is not the worst live pay-per-view. I still say Final Battle 09. Final Battle 09 left such a horrible taste in my mouth that I didn't want to watch Ring of Honor for a while. After that show, I didn't watch Ring of Honor for like a few weeks. I really hated that main event, even though I gave it like 3 1/4 stars. I gave it because, you know, they worked hard, but the crowd really killed it for me. So yeah, there you go with that. Great pay-per-view. I still recommend getting the replays. The Christopher Daniels Eddie Edwards match you really need to see. So yeah, a lot of good stuff on this show. So yeah, guess that's it. Big Red 310. And I'm out. I'm tired. Peace.